we are going to talk about what I would do if I was to start my business again from scratch in 2026. So the first thing that I would do is I would have only one offer, and it would be one clear offer for a specific type of person that I want to work with. Now, when I first started, I was offering like packages of 5 coaching sessions for a certain price, and anybody could purchase them. It was just general health coaching in order to, clean up your eating and that type of thing. There was no real result tied to it, and it wasn't for a specific type of person. So if I were to go back in time, I would create a very specific, clear offer on what the program actually is and what they're getting out of it, so that I could articulate that in a way that the potential client knew exactly what they were getting, and it was either a clear yes or a clear no. And I would also be very clear on who that specific offer is geared to treat or work with. I would also make sure that I price that offer higher than what I thought possible, because when I first started, I was charging what I had been initially making at my hourly job, which clearly did not result in profits for my business, because when you run a business, you have a lot of expenses in both time and money. Another thing I would have started with is just one-on-one coaching, and I would collect as much feedback from those sessions as possible. So when you are doing one-on-one coaching, you are really in the thicket with that client. They're telling you or can tell you their deepest desires, their deepest pain points, what's really triggering them, what they really, really want, if you're asking. However, if you're not constantly asking the question, why do you want this? Why is this goal important to you? What do you expect to get out of this? What are your true goals, and what is the meaning and the purpose of what we're doing here? If you're not constantly asking that question, not just on the first session, but throughout every single session, then you're going to start to lose touch with that, and you're not going to get that deep understanding about what your client needs. Another thing that I would do was always ask for a exit survey. So when a client was done working with me, but they had either reached their goals or maybe they were going to continue on their own for a little while, I would always have some sort of detailed survey, in order to collect as much feedback from that person as possible. It's easy to say, hey, do you mind just putting 10 minutes into this survey? It's really going to help me grow my business and understand how I can better serve you in the future. And so you want to collect as much information as possible. The next thing that I would do is start growing my email list immediately and get used to nurturing that email list, even if I only had 5 people on it, right? So you can start growing an email list just by simply taking the emails from your clients who have worked with you and sending them a weekly or a monthly newsletter. I would be getting myself out there. I would be asking gyms, hey, can I present this free workshop for your client, just to get in front of their audience? Our email list is our best return on investment. Anytime we send out an email, the cost it sends to send that bulk email, we always get money back from that. The next thing is that I would start before I was ready. So what I see a lot of people do is they're trying to perfect their offers. So say they offer a 6-month program, and they want a certain amount of content inside of that program before they get started, and it takes them 6 months to build out. Well, now you've just lost out on all of that time. Instead, start enrolling people in, asking them what they want, and build on the fly. It doesn't need to be perfect. You're going to build as you go along. And when you build based on what people are asking for, the content that you create is much, much more valuable. If you're creating something based on what you think people want, it's not going to hit the same way as when you build on what people are asking for and what you know that they want. Make sure you're building what they want, adding in what they need, but on the go. It doesn't need to be fully built out before you start bringing people into your offers. So I would start right away. I would get people in immediately before I even had anything prepared, and I would build on the fly. Lastly, I would start making connections. I would be the first person to be reaching out to people. So if I saw people either in my industry that did something similar but slightly different, or maybe somebody who was offering a different service but serving the same audience as I do, I would be reaching out to those people online. So sending DMs, commenting on their posts, maybe joining their email newsletter and replying, but starting to build some network and some connection with people. Now, though I said that I would start with one-on-one coaching in the very, very beginning, that doesn't necessarily have to last long. Once you get that core messaging, the core understanding of what it is your client needs, then you can start to move into more group coaching or maybe memberships. And that is more of a way to build a stable, sustainable business. But that might come a little bit later. And once you get those products honed in, that's when I would start running ads to those products, which I would start ads earlier than you think. I'm not saying the very, very beginning, get that experience, get some of that one-on-one coaching, that messaging down. But then once you build out that product that you know people love, I would not wait long before I start running ads to it. Running ads early on in my business was the thing that helped propel me to where I am today. Without that, I would not have had the same visibility. I would not have had the same income and revenue. And so that has been a game changer for my business. But again, once you hone in on that, getting that program locked in, it does not have to be perfect, but you have to know who it is that you're offering to, be very, very clear on that, and have a hyper-specific outcome for that offer. And then really just be clear on your messaging, which all comes in those beginning stages of starting to help people. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but if you are a health or wellness professional and you haven't yet checked out the Wellness Vault, you're missing out. The Wellness Vault is a content hub for coaches who create their own plans and programs for their clients, run workshops, create digital guides, and so much more. You can now do all of this in a fraction of the time so you can focus on your clients and grow your business faster than ever with more you time. The link to the Wellness Vault is in the show notes, so go sign up for your free trial today. Thank you for watching this short clip. To watch or listen to this episode in its entirety, view the description below. See you next time.